Okay. So last video we have discussed about the modular arithmetic, that is addition modulo n, multiplication modulo n. So in that we are mainly focusing upon the reminders. Okay, if you are dividing a number by n, if it is greater than n means you have to write the remainder. If it is less than n means you have to write the answer whatever you are getting. Based upon that concept, we are going to see example 11.29. It is very important problem as far as the 5-1 question is concerned. So the problem is verify first subdivision, closure property, commutative property, associative property, existence of identity and existence of inverse for the operation plus 5 on Z5, the set of all congruence classes of modulo 5, using the table corresponding to addition modulo plus 5. Okay. First, what I have to write is we have to write the set of all congruence classes of modulo 5. 5 means you have to reduce the 5 by 1. Up to 4 you have to write. Suppose you are writing the elements of Zn means you have to reduce n by 1 number. Okay, so it is n minus 1. You have to write the numbers up to n minus 1. Congruence classes are denoted by using the square bracket. Okay, but as far as our convenience, we are just representing without square bracket. Okay, no problem in it, nothing wrong in it. So now we are going to solve the problem by using a table. This table is known as Cayley's table. Okay, so Cayley's table, how to fill the Cayley's table means first you have to write the operation what you are having. Here you are having the operation addition modulo 5. In the row you have to write the elements what you are having in the set. Okay, the numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then in the column also you have to write the same numbers. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next what you have to do is first you have to take the element 0 and you have to add with all the elements in the row. The concept is plus 5. Addition modulo 5 means if the answer is less than 5, you have to write the number as it is. If the answer is greater than or equal to 5 means you have to write only the reminders. You have to write only the reminders. Okay. After filling the table only, you have to write each and every what is that axioms using the statements. Okay. First, let us take the first number 0 and add 0 plus 0 is nothing but 0, which is less than 5. So you have to write the answer here as 0. Next, 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 is also less than 5. So the answer here is 1. Then 0 plus 2 is 2, which is also less than 5. So you have to write the answer. Then 0 plus 3 is 3. This is also less than 5. You have to write the answer as 3. Next 0 plus 4, which is nothing but 4, which is also less than 5. Okay. Next, you just take the number 1 and you have to add like this. Okay. What is that? 1 plus 0 is 1, less than 5. 1 plus 1 is 2, less than 5. 1 plus 2 is 3, less than 5. 1 plus 3 is 4. Then 1 plus 4 is nothing but 5. Okay. 1 plus 4 is 5. That is equal to 5. When you are dividing 5 by 5 means the remainder is 0. So you have to write the answer as 0. If it is greater than or equal to 5 means you have to write the remainder. Next, similarly, 2 plus 0 is 2. Okay. Next, 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. Then 2 plus 3 is 5. When it is equal to 5 means remainder. When you are dividing 5 by 5 means the remainder is what is that? 0. Okay. Next, 2 plus 4 is 6. When you are dividing 6 by 5, that is we are going to divide 6 by 5 means 1 5 is 5. So the remainder is 1. So you have to write the answer as 1. Okay. After that, it is easy to fill the elements. When you observe that, first one is starting with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one is starting with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Means 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 means it will be 0. Okay. Next 2, 3, 4, 0, 1. Now you can guess the other one. It starts from 3, 4, 5 means 0, 6 means 1, 7 means 2. Okay. Next, when you observe the column, if you are filling the last row means you just see that which number is not present here. Which number is not here? 0 is there, 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there, but you are not at all having 4. So you have to fill up with the missing number. Okay, next, see that 1, 2, 3, 4. What is not you have written here? 0. So you have to fill up with the 0. Next 2, 3, 4, 0 is there. 2, 3, 4, 0 is there. What is missing here? 1 is missing. So you just fill up with the 1. Next here the missing number is 2. Here the missing number is 3. Okay. So this is the method how to fill the table. Okay. If you are filling the first row, after that 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, then 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, like that you can easily fill up this one. After the filling one day, you have to go back to the, what is that? You have to write the each and every axiom. First axiom, closure property. Closure property means when you observe the entire table, in every row or column, the element present is only one time. Okay? If you consider the row, there is no repetition of numbers. If you consider this row, no repetition. Second row also no repeat of numbers. Third row also no repeat of numbers. Fourth row also no repetition of numbers. Fifth row also no repetition. So in column and row there is no repetition of numbers. அதாவது வந்த நம்பரே நமக்கு திரும்ப திரும்ப அந்த இடத்துல வந்துச்சுன்னா நாம ஏதோ தப்பா ஃபில் பண்ணிருக்கோம்னு அர்த்தம். நம்பர்ஸ் எதுவும் ரிப்பீட் ஆகல ஒரு ரோவுலயோ காலம்லயோ அப்படின்னா நம்ம கரெக்டா எழுதிருக்கோம் அப்படின்றது அர்த்தம். ஓகே சரிங்களா? இப்போ ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் நாம பார்ப்போம். Since each box has a unique element of Z5, so plus 5 is a binary operation. Whenever you are getting the problem of this type, you have to write the statement by changing the operation and the set. Operation means plus 5. Set means Z5. Okay, only change of operation and the set. That is each box is filled with a unique number. Next step. The entries are symmetrical above the main diagonal. Main diagonal means I have drawn the boxes with green. Okay, this is the main diagonal. When you compare the elements above and below the main diagonals, the entries are placed in the symmetrical order. That is equidistant from the diagonal. If the elements are placed like this, we can say this is the symmetrical above the main diagonal. So we can say that plus 5 has commutative property. Next one, we are going to verify the associative property. If you want to verify the associative property means you have to take 3 numbers and check the associative property. Let me take the 3 numbers 2 under addition modulo 5 3 plus under addition modulo 5 4. You have to find answer for this. What is the answer? 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 is equal to 5. So you have to write the remainder. 5 is equal to 5 means when you are dividing 5 by 5 means the remainder is 0. So the bracket answer is 0 under addition modulo 5 again which is 4. Okay. When you are adding this 0 plus 4 is 4 which is less than 5. If it is less than 5 means you have to write the number. So which is nothing but 4 modulus 5. So the answer is 4 under the modulo 5. Next, change the bracket. 2 under addition modulo 5, 3 plus under addition modulo 5, 4. So the only change is the bracket. Here I have used the first 2 numbers. Here I have used the last 2 numbers. Let me check the answer. 2 under addition modulo 5. What is the answer here? 3 plus 4 is 7. So when you are adding this 7, 7 is greater than 5. So you just divide the number 7 by 5 means 1 5 is 5. So the remainder is 2. So here the answer is 2. Okay. What is that? 2 plus 2 is nothing but 4, which is nothing but under modulo 5. Then you compare these two results. What implies that? These two are same. So which implies that 2 under addition modulo 5 3 plus under addition modulo 4 is equal to 2 plus under addition modulo 3 under addition modulo 4. So both of them are equal. So here what you have to write is plus 5 is associative. So I can write that plus 5 is associative. You just take 3 elements to check the associative property. Next one. What is that? Identity property. In order to ensure the identity, you just observe the statement. The entries of both the row and the column headed by the element 0 are identical. Hence the identity element is 0. What is the statement says is, you just observe the row headed by 0. What is that? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And also you just observe the column. It is also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here is also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the row headed by 0 and the column headed by 0 are same, identical. So we can say that 0 is the identity element. Next I am going to write the element and the inverse. If you want to write the inverse means you just circle the identity elements. Here the identity element is 0. 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 So you have to write the inverse for each and every element. If you want to write the inverse of 0 means you just observe where you have circled the identity element. Here there is the identity element. On the top is the inverse of that. So the inverse of 0 is 0. So the inverse of 0 is 0. Next we are going to write the inverse of 1. 1 means you just observe the row. When you go in the row, here is the identity element. In the top you are having 4. So the inverse of 1 is 4. So the inverse of 1 is 4. Next the inverse of 2. Here is 2. And here is identity element in that row. The top we are having 3. So the identity element is 3. So the inverse of 2 is 3. Next 3. If you want to write the inverse of 3 means here is the identity element. In the top you are having 2. So the inverse of 3 is 2. Next the inverse of 4. Here is the identity element. In the top you are having 1. So the inverse of 4 is 1. So from which we have proved that all the 5 properties are satisfied. Okay. So if you fill the table correctly, you will get 3 marks for the table. For these statements you are having only 2 marks. இந்த டேபிளை ஃபில் பண்ணும்போது ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம், டேபிளில் வந்து நம்பர்ஸ் வந்து ரிப்பீட் ஆகவே கூடாது. ஒரு ரோ எடுத்தீங்கன்னா அதில் அந்த நம்பர்